Hey, there we go. That worked for
Woohoo!
some reason. Okay, all right. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. Um, we are super excited to be unveiling the COA mentoring program again to a new audience. Mm. I am joined by Crystal Perlman. She is now the chair of COA. July 1st came around and then she got the chair. So we're super excited to see how her reign goes. And I also am joined by Deb McLennan, the amazing Deb McLennan. And we have proposed to COA, the COA Executive Board, for a COA mentoring program based on some different mentoring programs that are across SUNY that are more individualized to campuses or different organizations, and we wanted to bring it to the Computing Officers Association. So a little bit of information here about what we're trying to do, where we're going, and then we're hoping to get some signups here so we can get started this first year. So go ahead and go to the next slide there. Just some quick presenter introductions, just in case you don't know us all. My name is Chris Lynch. I'm the Technical Program Manager at the SUNY Center for Professional Development. I am in charge of professional development across us 64 campuses for IT professionals throughout SUNY. So this is right in my wheelhouse. Deb, you want to introduce yourself?
Good morning. My name is Deb McLennan. I'm the Director of Systems and Solutions at SUNY IT, and I have been with SUNY since 1998. So I've been in many, many roles and worked with many, many people, and I'm really excited to have this mentoring program get off the ground.
Am I next?
Yeah.
I'm Crystal Perlman. I am the Service Desk Manager at SUNY Brockport. I've been here for probably about just a little over 5 years. And before that, I was at Alfred State for a number of years in a very similar role. So I've been in SUNY about 12 years, and mentoring has been one of the things that has really helped me significantly in my career. So I too am very excited for this program, and I'm also chair of COA this year. So,
All right. So that next slide. There we go. So what are we going to talk about today? Real quick. I'm not one for reading slides, so I'm not going to read it completely. But some different things we're going to talk about is there's lots of different models of mentoring and lots of different types. So we're going to kind of discuss what the different types that we're looking to do here with this program. Some reasons, why we want to do it, the WIFMs, the goals, some definitions, just so that everybody can understand what we mean when we say mentor and mentee, our timeline, what we expect and what we do, we'll be committing to the group, and then how to get involved. So, all right. So, Deb, you want to talk about the types of mentoring that we're going to be doing in this program?
Sure thing. So we're going to talk about peer-to-peer mentoring. And that's really going to be where two people kind of just get together and talk. It can be, sharing stories, it can be sharing experiences and that kind of thing. Then we have technical IT professional type mentoring, where if you're a service desk person and you want to go into a leadership role, somebody there can help you. Or if you're a leader, if you're a technical person, you want to become a server administrator, you can work with somebody in that space to kind of learn what they are, how they do what they do, and what's made them successful. And then there's the leadership track, where we're going to be basically talking people that want to learn how to become managers and lead people and that kind of thing. So I think that there are a lot of opportunities here for folks to both be mentors and be mentored. So I'm really looking forward to this. And as Crystal said earlier, I think the mentoring part, we've all had our opportunities and had people that have helped us step up along the way. So I really think that this is great.
and I think the part about that for me has been they've all been informal, right? So it's not like a program piece, but I think formalizing it will help create that space and time for some people and build conduits to kind of make those connections.
Perfect. So why do we need a mentor program? Kind of goes right into what Crystal was saying. Crystal, do you want to talk about these different goals and different things that we've been thinking
Sure.
about?
Sure. So within SUNY and within COA and the technical professionals groups across the system, there's a lot of new people. The pandemic has really kind of separated people in a way. It's hard to get some in-person opportunities. So we figured that a mentor program would really provide some opportunities to give people support and guidance. So we're all being asked to do more with less. We have all these new initiatives coming. So being able to work with someone that's like-minded, provide some networking opportunities and retention for system success. So maybe if there's not an opportunity for you to grow in your current role, or you can build some relationships across the system instead of looking at everybody as our competition. Developing skills among people within the system. We are all being asked to meet the same requirements and do all of these things. So it provides some opportunity for us to help have everybody develop skills together instead of constantly reinventing the wheel. Some career advancement opportunities. And as people become more confident in their skills and in their relationships across the system, they'll be just more confident in general. I find that being a mentor and being mentored is a very rewarding experience, and I hope that most other people feel the same way also.
So this program came about because I don't know how many of you know this, but me and the former chair of COA, Dr. McCune, Dr. T. John McCune, we do the professional development at the SUNY Technology Conference at STC every year. And one of the things that we have been seeing as needs throughout the SUNY system is employee retention and hiring. And so our goal with those professional development sessions have been to give the SUNY leaders, the SUNY IT leaders, the ability to retain and enhance the experience of their employees. And so we ended up choosing last year, we talked about succession planning at STC 2023. And this year at STC 2024, we talked about mentoring. And that is where this came about. And these are some of the different goals that we are really looking for to do with this program. We all know that SUNY is a great place to work, but we all know it sometimes that there are some drawbacks to working in the public higher education sector. And so this is one way that we can create more rewards for staying here and help improve that employee engagement. And entice more people to come and work for SUNY, whether they stay with your current campus or they move to another campus, really create that wonderful relationship. We also really want to talk about knowledge management. The power of SUNY is the 64 campuses. There usually is, as we know from the COA listserv, somebody across the organization that is doing or has done what you've done. And their knowledge is so invaluable to helping you to make your job easier. So not only is the co-mentoring program actually for just mentoring, but it's also for making those connections across the campus. We know everybody can't make it to STC where that collaboration happens. And so we want to give that kind of environment to those people that may be newer to SUNY or haven't been there or can't make it because of budgetary considerations and stuff like that. So helping develop those skills and make sure that our organizations are as robust as possible. So these are, like I said, there's some different things here. The big ones at the bottom, staff retention, that's probably the biggest one, along with employee engagement and net knowledge management and transfer. So what is a mentor? Deb, do you want to talk about this? I think you did it, the last one. You did a good job.
Okay, I'll try to do that again. So a mentor is, and you guys can read the definition that we came up with here, but it really is somebody to help guide you and help you along the way. They're usually a little more senior. They can have, a great deal of experience in the spaces that you might aspire to. They're going to have a mindset of trying to be helpful, wanting to push you to what they feel your capabilities are. And really, one of the things that I've found is that when I've mentored people and I've seen them succeed, I really get that sense of satisfaction that I helped them succeed. And that's probably not as altruistic as you'd like, but I think that watching someone come into their potential, and having a part in that is really, that's a powerful thing. And I think in many cases, people, we talked about confidence in one of the previous slides, helping people have the confidence to try things that they might not try, to reach for things. I talk to people I mentor about, if you see a job posting that you are interested in, apply for it. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? You're going to get an interview. um, and then you get a chance to practice, and if you don't get it right the first time, you've practiced, you've gotten your credentials together and that kind of thing. So I think, it really is just an opportunity to help people reach their potential, help give them confidence, and what you get back in return is watching those people grow. Um, you do have to have good communication and interpersonal skills to be a mentor. You have to be able to listen, and I think that's probably the most important skill. Is really listening to what the person wants. Sometimes, intuiting that maybe what they say they want isn't really what they want. And kind of helping guide them to where they want to be. Being coaches, being cheerleaders, and then wrapping this inside the SUNY COA blanket where, we have professionalism, and all of those things like integrity, courtesy, and just helping people become better people, is also part of this. Um, I'll take this one too, Chris.
Mhm.
Okay. So mentors should, again, we talk about paying attention, especially in the early stages, building that rapport. It's all relationship building. Um, Making sure that you're investing yourself in the relationship and giving enough time to do the things that you have to do. Planning the meeting times, making sure that you're doing things regularly, because it's really easy with our crazy schedules for things to fall off. So making sure that that's one of the meetings that you have to make sure you keep on your calendar. You don't keep rearranging it and that kind of thing, because that all makes people feel like maybe I'm not as important. um, when we talk about evaluating progress here, how are they doing towards reaching the goals that you've set together, in your mentoring relationship? And then the other parts, showing support and genuine interest in the person. And if there's any conflict that you have with them, making sure that you don't let those things fester. Tackling them head on, making sure that you're paying attention to what's going on, and really trying to collaborate together to get where you want to be.
Crystal, do you want to talk about being a mentee?
Sure. So a mentee is a person that's looking to receive some guidance or support, or grow into a different role professionally, or maybe just personally in some way. Really important to be open to feedback, even if it's something that you don't think that you want to hear for a minute. Taking a minute to kind of marinate on it and realize that the person who's your mentor really has your best interest in mind and is sharing their wisdom and experience with you to help you get to where you want to be. Taking on some challenges and stepping out of your comfort zone. Sometimes I think one of my favorite sayings is, it's hard to see the forest through the trees. And when you're in it, you can't see what other people see. So taking that feedback, stepping out of your comfort zone, and kind of looking at things from a different perspective with the guidance of somebody else is often really helpful. So making sure that you have the ability to listen and be prepared with questions, be prepared with goals, make sure that you're committing to the relationship that you're building, and having respect for each other. So that includes like not canceling meetings and understanding that people have different experiences, and being flexible. So mentees should remember that your mentor is not your boss. So there's an interesting line there, and if they're trying to be your boss, that might not be the best fit. Make sure that you're prepared. Make sure that you have specific things you want to learn, to make the best use of your time and your mentor's time to make sure that the relationship is valuable for both of you and they can be prepared with how to help you with what you're looking for. If anytime the relationship's not working out, we can help you either get paired with somebody else or figure out what's going on. Alrighty. Want to talk about timeline, Chris?
Yeah. So here's the different timelines that we have set up. So we've been doing some different sign-ups, some different introductions to the program and different things here in the month of June and July. I'm going to be working on presenting as well to the CCIOs group and some of the other groups for this program. So we first kicked it off at STC 2024 in June, and then we'll be holding a couple more webinars here in the July timeframe. But we will be doing the selection of mentors and mentees in early August. So what we're looking for right now is for people to sign up to be either a mentor or a mentee or both, depending on what you're looking to do during this time frame, so that we can start the selections in August and let people know who we've paired people up with. We'll be doing some program kickoff webinars in September, kind of discussing, doing a little bit of training so that people can understand. We're very blessed. There is some really awesome training from the Research Foundation and from SUNY Upstate that I've talked to the people who do their mentoring programs. So we have their resources. We can kind of build off of that of, what are some of the guidelines and things you should do as a mentor and a mentee to make your relationship as successful as possible. And then we also are looking to do some topic-specific webinars for participants. We're looking to do 3 of them. You can kind of see the tentative dates that we have right there. We tried to work around the semester schedule and the holidays and things like that so that people could attend. And it really is meant to give career advice to everybody, whether you be a mentor or mentee. So we've talked about doing different things like doing some training on the crucial conversations curriculum. We've talked about doing skills quest. We've talked about other things like that. So when you sign up to be a mentor or a mentee, there actually is a question on the form that asks what topics are you most interested in that we could use for these topic specific webinars, so that we can fit the need of our participants and exactly what they want. So we have some ideas, but we also want to hear from you because I'm sure you have great ideas as well. And finally, we're looking to have some sort of graduation ceremony at the STC 2025 in June of 2025, something so that we can celebrate those relationships and how successful we are with our first time. And then hopefully, and knock on wood, kick off the COA mentoring program 2025-2026 at STC again and build it even more. So some of the different expectations and commitments that we have, we understand it's going to be small to start with. We need approximately 25 mentors. We don't want to go real big with this first year. We're kind of feeling it out, deciding how the program is going to go, what we want to do, and learning. It is a very large learning experience for both Deb and Crystal and I. So we're looking at, we're thinking that most relationships are going to be one-on-one. But we did ask in the application if you were willing to work in a group, because we know sometimes it's okay, if you're not discussing personal topics, more general career advice. Some people might like it, and depending on how we have things set up, if we don't have enough mentors, maybe we could put 2 mentees with 1 mentor. So we did ask. It's not a guarantee that we'll do it, but we have considered that possibility just in case. And in the application, we ask a couple different things. We're going to ask what type of relationship you're looking for, whether it's peer-to-peer or technical or leadership, so that we can understand and make sure that we assign you to the right person. And then the topics like I discussed, and mentees, what type of leader you're looking to become. So this is the QR code for the application if you'd like to be a mentor. I do have it in link form as well. I'll throw it in the chat here in a moment, so you can do it right on your computer. So if you want to take a picture of that, you can. Otherwise, you can wait for the link. And then we also have the mentee application, I believe. That one's that as well. So let me throw those in the chat for y'all. Sorry about that. I should have pulled these up earlier.
That's okay. We've got time.
This is the mentor application. Oops, let me spell it right. And then
While Chris is typing, do we have any questions or anything anybody'd like to come on camera and unmute themselves to ask or talk about?
Hey, good morning. This is
Hey, there's
Garrett.
Garrett. How you doing, man? Good
Good.
to see you.
Good to be seen. Good to see all of you. And this is great. I actually have a meeting with some of direct reports, and I want to share this with them. And I actually have shared the slide that went out early, so this is great. The only question is, what costs are we looking at, if any, or it's just all no costs?
free.
That's the best price I've heard all day.
It's free.
So, and I haven't even had coffee yet, so awesome. This is
Unless we
great.
can rope you into being a mentor or, program coordinator, whatever, that's
It's
sort of
all just time. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. No problem. Whatever I can do to support it, and, willing to do so.
Perfect. We'll have a recording here at the end so that you can pass that along for anybody who wants to watch it.
All right, sounds good. Great. Thank you.
Thanks. So how can you get involved in this free program? We should have mentioned that, I guess, up front.
Yeah, that's a good
We're very
question.
blessed. COA has been very generous and is very dedicated to the professional development of our IT professionals. So we're very blessed with volunteers and support monetarily if we need it. So you can volunteer to be a mentor or you can become a mentee. Both of those are in the chat now, and we have the QR codes as well. If you're interested in joining Deb and me and Crystal as a mentor program coordinator, we would love to have you. The more the merrier. We're always looking for new ideas and new ways to innovate and make sure that professional development is relevant to our audience.
and
So,
pull in the experiences of so many people.
Mhm.
And I think that's the other thing.
yeah. And all three of us have very different experiences already. So we're always looking for more experiences to make everything better.
Yep.
There is our information. We can put it in the chat too.
My lights just turned off on me. I had to wave around.
You went off camera for that? That would have been like the entertainment portion of the game.
Well, I figured we were recording it. So.
Does anybody else have any other questions? Any comments? Any ideas? Suggestions? We're welcome. We're open to everything.
I'm going to stop sharing.
Okay.
And if you have them after the fact, you can feel free to reach out to any of us, and we can, do our best to answer any questions or share any comments or suggestions that you might have with the team.
I was thinking we probably maybe we'll create a channel in the Teams environment for the group
Yep, I can do that.
once we get it all set up. So we'll also have some place for people to discuss things more informally. Oh, great, Ed.
Awesome.
Awesome. I do want to say something. So this is being sponsored by COA, the Computing Officers Association. We also know there's a lot of other OAs throughout SUNY. There's TOA, there's EdTOA, there's SUNY WIT, there's CCIOs. COA is the most, how do I want to say this? Not open, but I mean the most accepting, like, because we're all computer people, whether we work in ed tech or we work in telecommunications. So feel free to talk about this with any other associations. They're more than welcome to join COA. We're not gonna kick them out. I don't, at least I don't think you guys will kick them out. I'm not in charge. Crystal, will you kick them out?
No, I don't think so. I think our members cover the most broad topics in relation to technology. Would be, I think, how I would say that.
Yeah, so like this isn't just, so have them join COA. They can go right to the COA website and join the COA listserv, and then they're in. I'll put that up in the chat too. And then feel free to fill out the application.
Yeah, you can also be a member of multiple OAs. They're really, just communities of practice to serve our members across SUNY. They're a great way to be a conduit to find resources that you need, find somebody else that does what you do, maybe at a different campus or in a different capacity, and really just share knowledge across SUNY so that way we aren't, kind of like I said before, reinventing the wheel over and over again to try to make our jobs easier when there's someone somewhere else who may have already done what you're trying to do. So we're here to serve you guys.
Yep.
We want to make things easier and make it easier for you to do the jobs that you've chosen. And we're hoping that this mentoring program is that next step.
All right. Well, if there's no other questions, I will stop the recording.